I'm back with another video. Hey, I'm going to do a video on Bible studying and give you guys some tips and tricks on how to Bible study and make it interesting for yourself. I know that when I started Bible studying, or what really made me not want to Bible study was the fact that I thought reading the Bible was boring. To be honest, I just think, oh, this is boring, this is not for me, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm good. But the more that I started to research into different ways to Bible study and looking at videos and looking up other people's methods and all that, the more I got interested into it and the more that I became more immersed into the word, and the more I started to feel like, okay, this actually is bringing me peace, bringing me knowledge, bringing me comfort, and I want to be able to do that for more people, because that's the point. We have to keep this going. We got to read our word, we got to read the book. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned and get some tips and tricks on how to read the Bible and become more efficient with it and have a plan and a method for how you want to study, just keep watching. And yeah, here we go. Oh, I wrote down a few notes, you know, so that I can stay on track with this, because it can be I can get kind of all over the place with this one, but I don't want to. I want you guys to really understand what I do, so that, you know, you will be able to do it as well. Step one is make sure you obtain a version of the Bible that you like and that you understand. Don't even really have to necessarily go and buy a Bible. You could really go ahead and get the Bible app. It's free and they have the different versions on there. I think it's like YouVersion. If you type that in, it should bring up the Bible or whatever. Me, I do better with actually physically reading something and really just touching it and being able to write and take notes in it. So the Bible I have from Books A Million, if anybody wants to know, not like I don't care. But if you want to know, and I'll show you guys my Bible right here. It's this one, the NIV Holy Bible with Journal Edition. And I like journaling Bibles because it has margins out here on the side where you can write and have room without feeling like you're cluttering up all this space in your Bible. They have some that are actually wider print that have the margins to the side where you can write, but this one was effective enough for me. I didn't want anything too big, but I didn't want anything too small. I got this from Books A Million. I think it was like $25-ish, around that ballpark. I don't know if it was on sale when I got it, but they usually always have some on there. And check out, you know, your local bookstore, or maybe your local Christian store like Lighthouse store, whatever you know carries Bibles. NIV version, and I find NIV to be way more like understandable. Reading, you know, the King James version, and you like, I don't know what's going on, what is happening, who is talking, and all this other stuff. Fine with NIV, it's just like reading a regular book, even though this is the book, you know, it's just like reading anything. So you get translations for, you know, different books, or not different books, but different versions of the Bible. You can use the YouVersion app to actually go in and type in, like, you can pick what verse you're trying to read, and then you can change to the different version of the Bible you want to read in. For that type of person, I would do that too as well. But for me, when it comes to buying a Bible, I got plenty on NIV. I'm interested in purchasing like a really nice Bible, like a leatherback, and getting the King James version in it. It's gonna be the Bible that I would study out of a lot, just kind of a keepsake. Second step is to create a system. And when I say create a system, I say find a way that is easy for you to take notes. I feel like you can't study anything effectively. Do not take notes on it. You will feel like, what is going on, lost. You're just reading and you're not really understanding. I was a book that I'm trying to learn from and gain a lesson each time I read it. Whereas maybe if I'm just reading a regular book for pleasure, that's a story and it's easy for me to gauge on that. But the Bible is more than that, and it don't just tell stories. So it doesn't just tell stories. So I have to make sure I'm creating a system that is easy for me to understand and learn from. What I would do is grab your notebook or keep your journal or something where you can keep only your Bible notes in. Mixing it with other notes or notes you might have from school or stuff, you're gonna get confused. You're gonna feel like what's going on. So let's not do that. Notebook, I got this from Walmart a while back, and then I just put stickers on there because like I'm extra like that. And for me, I just like to see like something colorful and appealing, so that's why I did that. And for me, I'm gonna show you guys, this has tabs in it, and I'll put my tabs in the order coming on the screen here or somewhere on the screen. so you guys can kind of see in order, but they're gonna be book, Bible study, and I'm gonna explain all these. OMO, Bible study, devotion, sermons, and inspirations. So Bible study is, and I'm gonna get into later on, a Bible study plan that I'm on, that I'm set, like this is the Bible study book that is giving me different scriptures to read from and that. So I take notes on mainly just those verses in that section of the notebook. My whole Bible study is on my own Bible study, so a lot of that can be random, me just, maybe this is a verse that somebody told me to read and I'm taking notes on it, or I'm just picking something out of the Bible, I'm just reading and I'm trying to read through the Bible, and then that's where I take notes on the verses I'm reading. Devotion is where I do my devotional, and my devotional scriptures I take down there so I can keep track of the ones I've already read. Sermons, that's when I'm in church or I'm watching one online or anything like that, and I'm taking notes on the sermon. I put that in there, my sermon notes. It's just anything, kind of like my miscellaneous tab. I put a lot of my favorite verses in that section, so I can always refer back to them. My tab in my Bible is low, but it's easier sometimes for me to just pull this tab of my notebook and like, I need something to get me through today, and there it goes. To invest you on one, you can get you in a little notebook, a binder, anything, and just kind of section it off how you like. This one came with tabs, but you don't even have to have it like this. You know, you could do some post-it notes and do that and section it, just whatever works for you. It don't have to be fancy, like that's not the point of this. When it comes to my Bible, I also write in it, so if you don't want to write in your Bible, the notebook is good, but I do both. Whichever one is good for you, do it. I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to reading a verse and really efficiently reading it, not just glancing over it. So this is a verse that I was reading right here. I make sure that I underline my verses and I bracket them off, especially when it's a certain study plan I'm going from. So this one, I'm reading out the 1 year Bible, and that's like you're supposed to be able to read the Bible in a year or something like that. So I bracket that one off differently than I would do my normal Bible study book I'm reading from, or just reading the Bible, just wanting to read random verses. I do that differently. What I do is when I see who or what the verse is talking about, or who's speaking the verse, I circle it. I want to be able to easily know when I go back and read my Bible, this is who is talking, and this is how I know because I circled it when I read it. And when I want to know what it's talking about, I underline the key point or whatever it's talking about. If it's talking about life, if it's talking about love, peace, whatever it's talking about, I underline it. Or if it's talking about God, Jesus, whatever, underline. If I know that it's Jesus speaking or God speaking in it, I underline it in red because it's important. Most Bibles will have what God or Jesus is saying already in red, but mine doesn't, so I make sure to understand it. And even if it's not in red, I'll circle it because it's God and I love God, and I want to make sure I know this is it. This is the whole reason for me doing it. So I circle it. It gives me something to do. It keeps my mind engaged and it keeps my mind on God. So that's another tip for you to, if you're ever reading and you're like, why am I reading this? This is so boring. Why am I reading? I could be like watching YouTube, or I could be watching Netflix or hanging out. Like, it's all going to benefit. So just remember why you're doing it. Third tip is to go ahead and get a Bible study book, or buy an ebook online, or follow a specific Bible study plan to keep you on a set schedule and a set reading list, so that you don't find yourself like just straying through the Bible, because the Bible is huge. You will spend forever trying to find a certain verse or find something that you need. People who've already done that for you, who have studied the Bible, that have everything sorted into sections for you to be able to get what you need from it and learn a lesson just off of a few verses. So, go to your local bookstores, look online, look on ebooks, Apple Books, whatever, iBooks, whatever the app's called. Purchase a book. That way you'll be able to just keep going with it. You're like, okay, this is what my lesson is today. I write that down, and then I keep going. I just read the verses as they're coming in my Bible study plan. And then they'll have like questions usually set up at the end for you to answer. And it just feels like I'm getting more from my whole experience, because I feel like this is formulated for me to understand, if that makes sense, for me to get something from these verses all mean the same thing, and it just feels more organized and precise that way. I'm not an overly organized person, but I do like that in studying, because I feel like that's how my mind works. If you don't need a Bible study plan and you just want to read the Bible a few verses every day, do that. I suggest that for anybody who really wants to make sure they read the Bible all the way through, but also wants to learn different lessons each day while they're reading. Tip is to select a time of day that I study. So for me, I don't have a set day, but I do have set times. So I try to do that between the times of 5 and through 8, a few hour window, because I know that each day I'm not going to study at that set time. I try to be like, okay, this is like time, this is around the time that I should be studying, or I'm having downtime so I can study. Everybody's schedule is different. Some people really like to study in the morning. Some they feel like they're close to God when they first wake up. That's how they want to start the day, which is amazing. I can't do that. I really can't. I'll say a prayer and listen to my gospel music when I'm getting ready or whatever, but I can't read that. I will not gain what I need to. But if you can, do it. Just select a time, day, whatever that you can read, and you can focus on the word and God. My 5th tip is to pray or do a devotional before you start studying. Like you saw on the tabs that I have in there, those are devotions and verses that I read and pray off of and kind of just marinate on before I start studying. It gets me in that mindset, like, I love the Lord, I'm going to study. He wants me to be great. He wants me to do this and this. And it just helps me. If you don't want to do a devotional, pray. I do that as well. I'll pray before I read, because I just feel like he's going to give me the strength. He wants me to read this, and he wants me to understand. So let me just thank him while I'm doing it. Thank him for the day. Thank him for the day I had. Or if you were doing before you study, if you're studying before you go anywhere, just thank him for waking you up and pray for a great day and all this. It's just a great way to kind of prepare yourself to read and get yourself in the right mindset. All this is all about getting the right mindset, if you haven't noticed that by now. 6th tip is don't stress over it. This is not a test, like a written test that you need to take. I find that if I'm reading the Bible and I'm staying positive and focused on God, all of the things I learn fall into order. I'm doing that. I'm not perfect. I do things that are imperfect. If you know me in real life, you know I do. But I have always wanted to have my own relationship with God, and that's what this is all about for me. Studying the Bible is a big part of why, it's a big part of me getting a great relationship with God. Not the end all, be all. If you can't quote every word in the Bible, that's fine. Like, don't stress yourself over that. We're human. He knows. He goes off of our heart. He goes off of our drive and our willingness to love him and learn, and how much we would do for him. Not what you already done, not, are you perfect? Are you the perfect follower, worshiper? He knows you're not. If we were, we wouldn't have to do this. We wouldn't have to keep reminding ourselves to do these things. We wouldn't need all this. We wouldn't have to always read the Bible. We would know it. Perfect. We're not meant to be perfect, and he loves us just the same. So do not stress yourself trying to be the perfect Christian and know every word in the Bible, who study the Bible for years to know as much as they do, and I still don't know the whole Bible, and they still study every day. This is not something that you're going to, okay, I know the Bible, I'm done. You're gonna do this for the rest of your life. If you're a Christian, you're gonna continue to do this, because you're always gonna read something new. I can read the same verse and get something new from it. Do not stress yourself over this. Enjoy it. It's supposed to be something that you to enjoy and bring you closer to God, not make you go further away and stress from, because I run away from stress. I don't want to run away from the Bible because I'm stressing on reading it towards it. So just chill. It's all good. The tip, they're on 7, is to find a way to enjoy reading the Bible. A way for yourself to really motivate yourself to read it. If you know that when I read the Bible, it's going to be time of the day. If you're a really busy person, that could be a part of your day that you really look forward to. You want the time that you have that you study, the time that you study, to be the time of the day that you're looking forward to. Because if it's something you're dreading, we're not going to do it. Like if it's not something you have to do, we tend not to do it. Like you might dread going to work. You want to do it, and you're going to do it because you can make money, but you know that you don't necessarily have to read the Bible. But if you're a Christian, you probably need to do that in order to gain eternal life. But you know that this is not something that's going to make or break me that day, so you don't want to do it. You want to make sure it's a time where you're like just enjoying yourself, motivate yourself. If you know, when I read the Bible, that's when I'm about to eat a piece of cake. If you gotta eat a piece of cake while you read the Bible, that might sound silly to y'all, but we get so focused in our everyday lives and the stress of it that we need to be able to start finding little reliefs to get us through that day. Because I know I don't have to have a major thing. Sometimes for me, I just like, no, I'm gonna go home and shower, take a nice long hot shower, and that makes me look forward to the day more. Like that, reading your Bible with something of that nature, and you'll find more motivation to read. Tip is to create a worship playlist. For me, music really motivates me, really gets me in that mood to do whatever. So whatever my music is playing, like whatever my music talking about, is like what I'm finna do. So listen to like the Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, and then expect myself to really want to read my Bible. I'm gonna feel like ratchet and ready to do crazy stuff. I listen to like my favorite gospel artist, Fred Hammond. When I start listening to my playlist and listen to Fred Hammond, or just listening to different artists and they're speaking of the word and they're singing songs that are about the word in different verses, and they make them the songs and all that, it makes me want to read. It makes me want to learn more. So I will put on my worship playlist, my Alexa's over there, whatever, and I'll tell her, you know, play my Shuffle My Worship Jams playlist on Spotify, and I know I'm good to go. That's another thing to look forward to. I look forward to listening to my playlist. So there's another thing, you know. If you want to listen to my worship playlist or whatever, I'll link it below. It's through Spotify. You should be able to listen to it for free still. And just check it out, see if you like it. If you don't, you can kind of create your own off of that. Just gain ideas. I think my worship playlist is lit, so check it out. My tip for reading the Bible is to cut out all distractions. And I mean, cut out all distractions. If you do not, you will not read like you're supposed to. That's the main thing. If you're trying to study for a test, you cannot study for a test in the middle of, I don't know, you watching TV, watching Netflix. I can't play Netflix and read my Bible. I can't study like anything and watch TV. So cut out the distractions, any necessary distractions that you know is going to bother you. Some people can watch TV or whatever. I'm not saying don't do it if you can't. Do what you can to cut all that down so that you can focus on what you need to focus on. My last tip is to pray when you're finished. Whether you read 60 verses or 1, just pray. Pray and thank the Lord for the opportunity and ability to read his word, because this is not a right that you have. People think just because we're alive that we have that right. You don't. You know, God gave us that, and you need to thank him for that, and thank him for his word and allowing you to read it and gain knowledge off of it, because he wants us to learn. He wants us to gain that peace of mind, and we can only do that because we have the ability to read. Started really getting into Bible study like a year ago over the summer, and I just wasn't understanding at first, and I like something was wrong with me. I'm like, I'm not understanding. Like, I still have certain thoughts, I still do certain things, but I have to realize I'm not perfect, and I'm not on here. People think I'm perfect because I would be convincing the wrong people. You know, I want God to think I'm a good person, to know that I'm a good person, to know that I'm trying, to know that I want to better myself, and to know that I want to better the people around me, which is why I'm blessed to have a platform like this, even though I don't have many people on here, but the opportunity and ability to do that so I can spread that. Don't like that, you know, you don't have to watch these videos, because all my videos are going to have this in it, because I understand that. And I respect other people's right to believe what they want to believe in. I'm not a person who's going to shove anything down your throat. But for the people who are looking and wanting to learn more, you know, that's what I want to be here for. So, you know, pray over your Bible, pray for yourself, take that time, silent time, to have that relationship with God and talk. It's the best part, trust me. All right, guys, so that's in my video. This one is kind of longer than what I expected. Did I just hit the wall? But this is kind of longer than what I expected, but I really wanted to make sure I got all my topics and all my bullets and all my points for you, because I really want you guys to understand this concept and all of this. We'll be doing more videos on not how I Bible study, but Bible study. So like what I'm studying and kind of getting plans set up for people. So maybe you guys would want to follow me in a Bible study, or we could start a Bible study. I really want to do one on just women I know that's weird because you're like Bible study on women, but women throughout the Bible. I feel like not many people know about all the women throughout the Bible and how influential they are and how important it is to know about all those people. I really want to do that. If you're interested in that, let me know, because I don't know what I was gonna say. Hey guys, this video's been long enough, so I will talk to you guys later. Stay blessed. Bye guys.